the second time since 1957, for the first time since January 5th, 1992, these Detroit Lions are going to win a playoff game.
Okay, Lions fans. So I've got quite a few questions in comments about Jake Bates and the leg injury that he had suffered in last Saturday's playoff game. And I wanted to address it since there was so many questions about it. You know, fans a little bit worried here as to why potentially the Lions signed an injured kicker. Well, let me reassure you on a few things as we kind of go through this. Clearly, the Lions are fine, right? I mean, they feel like whatever happened with Jake Bates in that playoff game, they must feel like it's not a big deal. And he should be able to compete, you know, this summer. So, as you guys know, the Michigan Panthers kind of came up short last Saturday, but Jake Bates was the only reason why that team scored at all. Attempting 6 field goals. He got the team up 12-0 early. And, you know, the game kind of just ran away from the Panthers, and Jake Bates attempted a few more kicks that game, one of which was blocked. And on that blocked kick, that's where Jake Bates slipped, fell down, and kind of remained on the ground. In the telecast, it said that, you know, Jake Bates was injured on the field. I don't know that the video was immediately available during the telecast, but it did come out later, and I do have a copy of the video that I'm going to share with you today. So rolling his ankle is what was reported. Now, that could be many different types of injuries, right? He could have a low ankle sprain. He could have a high ankle sprain, which is unlikely. High ankle sprain would obviously keep him out for quite a while. That's at least a 6-week process. And oftentimes you're better off just breaking your ankle as opposed to having a high ankle sprain. But immediately, you know, the question of the injury is not known fully. I can only imagine that the Lions, you know, from Tuesday to Saturday or Friday night at least, had put him through some testing, had him see some doctors, and make sure that his ankle was going to be fine and that he should be able to kick here, you know, relatively soon, if he's not already. Haven't seen anything from Dan Campbell or the training staff in Allen Park confirming, you know, whether or not Jake Bates is going to be hindered at all with the ankle injury. So anyway, let's roll into the video here, and you guys can kind of take a look here as to what happened with Jake Bates. All right, so this is the 44-yarder that was blocked. So he slipped and fell down. That kick was probably going to be blocked no matter what. That guy got in there pretty quick. But when he attempted to get up, it was his plant foot that appeared that he suffered the injury. See how it kind of rolled to the left there? It's almost like his cleat got stuck a little bit in the grass. And if I can try to roll this back a little bit, I'll try to stop it right here. He plants. You see how he rolls it over right there? Oh, that's a good picture. I wish I could zoom it in, but you can see how his left foot, the ankle is on the ground, and he is not. So that is not a good injury. I mean, I think many of us have suffered something similar to this. We'll see what happens. But, you know, I wanted to at least reassure the fans here that, you know, this is a pretty common injury. If it was broken, you know, if it was fractured, if it was a high ankle, which that does not appear to be, then he would be in some trouble. But this doesn't appear to be anything more than, you know, he rolled it. Like I said, many of us have done this, you know, playing basketball or football or whatever. He should be okay. I don't think the Lions would have signed him to a 2-year deal had they, you know, had any concerns that he wasn't going to be able to come in this season and compete. And a little bit more about the 2-year deal. So shout out to the comment section, man. You guys always bring good information. This is a clear investment on the Lions, but what it doesn't mean is this. He is not on the team for 2 seasons. You guys know that he can be let go at any time. And just because you sign a 2-year deal does not mean that he's going to be with the team. He could be let go next week. And that contract is meaningless. You know, whatever guaranteed money is in the contract is the only thing that would be owed to Jake Bates. I think that this is an opportunity and a clear sign to the rest of the kickers for the Detroit Lions that Bates is coming in to compete. And that's it. So, you know, nut up and get ready because this guy's coming in with a rocket launcher for a leg. And in James Turner from University of Michigan, who was a UDFA signing by the Lions, the other kicker, he's been competing at a very high level, and he probably has, you know, similar power to Jake Bates, or at least, you know, a leg that can rival Jake Bates. So I'm not going to turn my head away from Turner. I do believe that he has the ability and the gift to, you know, kick the long ball. And it's been an exciting, you know, competition already in Allen Park during, you know, mini camp and OTAs and training camp just around the corner. And Jake Bates is just going to add another wrinkle to this. So I also do believe that the Lions are going to carry 3 kickers into camp, probably quickly make a decision on which 2 are going to battle it out. I can't imagine that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes want to tie up 3 roster spots, you know, out of the 90. But then again, I think that we need to take a step back and look at this from a different approach too. the kicking game has been a consistent revolving door for the Detroit Lions. This will be like the 9th kicker in 3 seasons that has walked through Allen Park's, front doors, right? And made it out to the training facility. So I think that this is something that they want to finally figure out and not allow fans or themselves to have heartburn, every single day about the kicking game. Do I believe, this was another comment, another question. Do I believe that Dan Campbell is going to change from Dan Gamble to, the 4th down Dan, or is he going to be a little bit more reserved in his decision-making when it comes to going for it on 4th down? And the simple answer is no. I don't think that Dan is going to change anything. I think that the situation that the Lions are in will dictate what exactly he does. I think that he's going to stick to his guns, continue to lay his steelies all out on the line. That's just Dan Campbell. He is true to his team, true to the mentality. Whoever they are that season, that is who they're going to be. And I don't think that changes a thing. There was another comment in the comments there on one of the videos that we would have won the game against the 49ers. As much as I would love to say, yeah, it's that simple, we would have been in the Super Bowl had we had a kicker like Jake Bates that could have kicked, a long ball. I still, for some reason, believe that Dan Campbell would have done the exact same thing had he had Jake Bates or not. Maybe not. I guess if we take it on its face value for what Dan Campbell has said about his kicking, team, that he has confidence in them. He's always had confidence. It wasn't about confidence. It wasn't about Badgley or Patterson not being able to kick the long ball. It was sticking to the identity and staying true to themselves is the reason why he did what he did and, went for it on 4th down or not kicked a field goal. So does it change? I don't think so. Would we have won the game against the 49ers? I would have liked, or I would have loved to assume so, but something just tells me that we would have continued to do the same thing that we already did. And it is what it is. The chips fell where they fell, and here we are in 2024 trying to make our way back. So, again, to wrap this up on Jake Bates, rolled ankle, as you could see in the video that I shared. This doesn't appear to be a major injury. Suffering the injury that he did clearly hindered his ability that day. This is probably a 2-3 week thing at most where, he's going to have some soreness, maybe some swelling. But I don't know the full extent, so I'm speculating here. I don't know the full extent of the injury. I would only assume that we will find out probably next week or as soon as Dan Campbell, addresses the media, that maybe these questions will be asked. I hope. So if any insiders are watching right now or listening, please ask the question about Jake Bates' ankle and try to get an answer. I know it's going to be tough in the offseason because they don't have to tell us anything right now. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers. I myself as a father wish my children are here today, but they are in Florida. But they know that my love and heart is with them wherever they are. So go on Pride, go Detroit Lions. Until the next time, you guys take care. Bye-bye.